The GoreCast is brought to you by American Horrors, the greatest uncut horror channel in the world. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all horror. As well as the station of decapitation without your head.
America's longest running horror channel, www.withoutyourhead.com.
The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
Nice. Healthy smoke. Hello everyone, welcome here to the GoreCast with myself and Giz. Me, Johnny Deadly, as in myself, and the Giz, him. We're back on YouTube. We ordinarily go out on Facebook and we do a much longer show, and we just thought we'd start knocking out some reviews.
We see
because we're doing loads of funny trailers. We have a TV show in American Horrors and we do loads of funny trailers, and I was like, maybe we should knock the odd review out.
Yeah.
Because sometimes there's movies that I can't put into a three-way an hour, like a three-way movie show like we do. Because on a Sunday on Facebook,
we generally review 3 films and do
a lot of bantering, and arguing, and smoke machine put in it. Anyway, one such movie that spurred this whole idea was I'm going to quickly watch this. Oh, I forgot to put our logos on. There. BLOODFEST. There. Ha! I'll use it as a transition. So, ordinarily, myself and Giz have relatively opposing views on a lot of movies that we watch. To a certain degree. Depends. This, we're literally, on the same money. I'm going to embarrassingly pull you over again. It's like standard practice now. It's what we do. Get over here.
Yeah, BLOODFEST. How can we describe BLOODFEST? It's one of those films.
That's what it says in the tin.
Yes. It's one of those films where, once again, knowing the rules of the genre may very well save your life. And only slightly knowing the rules of the genre will get you, just so far.
I would say meta, except it's not meta because it would have been meta 90s. 90s. Scream.
Yeah.
Although you're going to say, I know what you're going to say. Because we actually cover this metatasticness on a...
Oh, yes. But no, I'm not going to bother saying it this time. Even though there is nothing out there.
No. There's most certainly something out there. Don't make people think you're crazy.
Anyway, BLOODFEST tells the story of Dax, who, after witnessing the rather unfortunate demise of his mother, becomes a little bit fixated on the horror genre because, to be perfectly honest, it was the bond that they had. Yeah,
like the opening scene. We're not going to get super into spoilers. We will get into spoilers in a bit.
Oh, okay.
That's why I made the big spoilers logo.
Okay.
There's a very loving scene as the two of them are sitting down watching Dracula, and it's like, this kind of reminds me of me and my dad. Granted, because it was mostly because my dad had a great bum. That's a joke. It's because myself and my dad used to watch horror movies.
Okay.
His mum did have a nice bum, though. She has a lovely mummy. Hashtag. Remember mum. Anyway, forward on. We're going to say several years later because I think it's the easiest. He wasn't a teenager. Now he's well into his teens. And there's a hell of a party going on at Halloween. Known as BLOODFEST. And it's advertised everywhere. I know. I thought some of the promo, like the promo advert video-y stuff that they played in the prelude to everyone getting there for the advert, and there was some very funny timing with some of the stuff in that advert. Yeah. It's just absolutely great.
BLOODFEST, as we've just testified, turns out to be exactly what it says on the tin.
Imagine music festival, but replace loads of bands that with loads of horror icon kind of based movie evil people.
Yeah. Basically, I think it's
fake chainsaws.
I think it's something like 100-acre piece of land has been bought up and has been turned into one massive horror-themed theme park, basically. People are invited into these gates, which will be locked for a day or 2 days.
24 hours.
24 hours. And once that happens, it's just a case of welcome to what is supposed to be basically a living horror movie where all of your horror fantasies or nightmares or however you want to put it will be brought to life by way of these various different zones, each zone specializing in a specific horror genre. And that sounds fucking awesome until this film gets turned up to 11 within the first 5 seconds of the main character.
You have the upsetting prelude of the stuff that happens with Dax and his mum. Then there's the quick introduction to Dax and his friends.
And family.
And then you get to Bloodfest. And then the gates close. And then what I can only describe as the shit most certainly hitting the fan hits.
Yeah. In a very entertaining and well thought out way.
In a very entertaining and well thought out way. That I have to say, the action, like, this is more like an action movie horror than like just a straight up horror. There's a lot of...
If I may.
Yeah.
One of the reasons that I, when sitting down, knew I was going to...
Can I be June?
I thought you were going to be April.
Oh.
Anyway, one of the reasons why, when I sat down to watch this film, I knew I was going to be fucking loving it, was because it's done by Rooster Teeth, who've been entertaining me and millions of others.
You just get Rooster Teeth in there.
Yeah!
Rooster Teeth!
Entertaining myself and millions of others for over a decade with Red versus Blue, which means that I knew that it was going to be hilarious.
They took the boring characters of Halo and they gave them very entertaining personalities and voices.
Oh my God, and the music. But yeah, it's just...
Which, the music was what I was actually going to say before you jumped in with the Rooster Teeth thing. There's just epic soundtrackage the whole way throughout this. The action stuff is shot awesome, plays out awesome. None of it ever runs too long. It's just this ever-unfolding transcendence of shit that just keeps happening to Dax and his friends, because it's not like because of it being a kind of a funhouse scenario, opposed to like your typical slasher movie where you have
jump scares and stuff,
and one person being stalked, or one person stalking down, or a group of people stalking down the other group, or whatever. In this, it's oh holy fuck! You got what was this? We got killer clowns.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there was a werewolf in there, but I'm not going to put my money on it. Because
there was definitely vampires.
There was most certainly vampires. Sexy vampires.
I would have survived.
You had slashers. Ninja slashers. Zombies. Technically zombies.
Oh, what was the name of the Arborist?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, he was cool. He was cool. Anybody with one of those evil monocle things, I'm like,
he had the full-on goggles thing.
Oh, like those goggles?
Yeah.
I thought it was only one big thing.
No.
Okay.
Because he's cutting trees and cutting heads.
I'm a big fan of those goggles.
Yeah.
I love them. The instant make you look like a psycho, actually. I'm usually holding my machete when I have them on, though. So.
We kind of explain matters.
Machete is my friend.
It's his friend, too. Machete and hedge clipper.
Machete.
Anyway, as I said, this entire sprawling, nightmarish mess gets turned up to 11, and all of a sudden people realise that the show isn't so much a show so much as it is...
Don't ruin it for the people who don't want to see the spoilers.
It's not so much a show, so much as it is an exercise in surviving.
Yeah, it is an exercise in surviving. And knowing your horror movies, as we established. I feel we're going to start getting into spoilers.
We might.
How do you think?
Trailer? Or?
We do spoilers. We're going to spoilers, and we'll have the trailer during the spoilers.
Okay.
Because the trailer is the spoiler,
essentially.
Okay. Oh, before the spoilers. Smoke. Spoilers. Should say before, because we never actually said for the people. They're not watching anymore.
What people?
It's for the people on YouTube that will hopefully be watching the video, guys.
Yeah.
We should have said before. We never actually reviewed the movie for them. We just told them some cool stuff, and then we fucking enjoyed it. Just to clarify, the murder of Dax's mum at the start of that movie is graphic. It's unprecedentedly quick. She's my new Drew Barrymore. She's my new Drew Barrymore because they do the kind of different strokes, family ties, kind of really nice, slow little track into the mom and the son, and they're snuggled up on the couch, and then you start to realise it's horror movies you're watching, and because it's a horror movie that you're watching, and presumably you're a horror movie fan, you're like, oh yeah. And then it's, we'll get some popcorn, Billy, will we? Or Daxi, we get some popcorn. And then it's fucking ninja cunt in a red mask.
After explaining why she loves horror and why they
After explaining why they love horror. And then she gets taken out in the most horror of ways ever.
By an escaped mental patient from her.
And then Dad shows up like a badass. We'll get back to him. Yeah. The kill count throughout this is high. Actual serious on-camera deaths, not.
Like there was when shit got turned to 11 that first time.
Oh yeah, no, but I'm saying like as in throughout the whole movie. There's not. There's the what's the guy who used to play the Arbiter? Hinckley.
He's brilliant.
Hinckley's you hate him, then you love him, then you hate him, then you love him.
There's some fantastic scenes in this film whereby, as a horror fan, you get to live through Dax's eyes in so much as what it would be like to meet your idols. Now, in Dax's case, that means at first being very, very dejected and, you know, fucking... He meets Hinckley and it turns out Hinckley's like,
he's a bit of an a-hole.
Yeah, the horror.
Hinckley would be... The Arbiter would be the equivalent of, like, meeting Freddy Krueger or Jason Voorhees or something like that. He's that kind of level slasher.
Yeah.
Like, he's the main attraction of the funhouse.
Yeah, but...
And then there's the unprecedented ninja.
Yeah, Red Mask.
Red Mask
is awesome.
Red Mask, it's just like a mixture of Scorpion meets some sort of other ninja meets
Cyrax.
Yeah, sure. And meets knife wielding something. I don't know. It's fucking... Anytime that Red Mask shows up on the screen, people are getting killed, and it's going to be in a very flippy and inventive manner.
Yeah, it is.
Cinematography through this was fucking brilliant. Everything just looked great. The music went with absolutely everything.
Yeah.
I ordinarily fucking hate a stupid love story in the middle of a horror movie, but I was like, fucking get it!
And more importantly, pulling for Krill, played by Jacob Bolton, who's... is it Ned? Is his name?
Bolton!
It's Parker's buddy in Spider-Man Homecoming and Infinity Wars.
Cool. Oh. I don't know.
The nerdy guy, Peter Parker's friend, the only one that knows he's Spider-Man in it.
The big guy?
Yeah.
I liked him, actually.
Yeah. So he's Krill, and his bit is hilarious and it's fucking...
He's very good. He bites the dust, unfortunately.
But he survives some horrendous stuff.
And the reason he bites the dust is he went out like a boss.
He did, actually.
He went out like a fucking G. If you're going to go out with a baseball bat and be swinging it way above where you should be swinging your baseball bat.
Yeah.
That was actually a pretty good euphemism now that I come to think about what I was talking about.
Yeah. But he swung at that.
Dad character was cool.
Dr. Conway.
Dr.
Conway tries to, throughout the entire film, basically demonize horror in every aspect. He's due
to his wife getting murdered by what you can only describe as an atypical slasher.
It was one of his patients.
Yeah, which is the typical atypical slasher background story.
But even throughout the entire film, his entire arguments are just the same flimsy kind of half-thought-out, wishy-washy crap whereby fiction is blamed for reality's atrocities.
Yeah.
Which in this case...
Which is cool. Never got a picture of Dr. Fisher. I really liked... Conway, sorry. I really liked Owen Egerton's character.
Yeah. Writer, director, awesome showman, to be perfectly honest. It was brilliant. What was his name? Ashley Walsh, that's it. Yes, Ashley Walsh is the showman, the man of the moment that has brought us BLOODFEST. And he intends to put on quite the show. And his speech at the start is brilliant. Because it just...
to get you. I'm ready to get murdered!
But more importantly, it points out some very important facts and realities when it comes to the horror genre. Yes, it has been played to death. Yes, we now look at horror movies and there's so many, how did I miss Rooster Teeth being right there in front of me? There's so many colour by numbers horrors, and this just takes all that and goes, fuck it.
Yeah.
Do my own thing.
Do my own thing. As you can see in the trailer there's red face. Now,
red
when
mask.
that little, whatever, red face, red mask. The costume design through this was really cool actually as well. The masks were cool. The clowns were evil looking as fuck.
Yeah.
This whole opening chainsaw sequence was absolutely
brilliant.
mind-blowing. The vampires were cool. And I have to say, I especially liked the background story of the zombies. I thought that was very, very cool. And the little side story arc. We're in spoilers, but I don't want to ruin all of it with spoilers.
There's explanations, real life explanations given for an awful lot of stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of supernatural shit that shows up that you're like, how is that happening? And then it's like, oh, gaming nerds and electrodes.
The vampire bit.
The vampire bit was great. I was like, you just
fucking
inject
porphyria.
something into the adrenal glands or some shit that makes me irresistible to men, and then you sharpen your teeth and then num-nums.
Yeah, it's porphyria, I think, is the skin and...
whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. It's bloody great. I love that clown so much.
Yeah.
I like the way they got the nun in as well.
Yeah.
Very apt. That's pretty much it. BLOODFEST trailer. God. That's the end of that. As you can tell, like, as I said, murder count, there's a very high body count. It's actual up close gruesome shit. Not so much.
I don't know,
You see one clown getting got bad.
Yeah. What happened to the asshole director? The one that was with Ashley?
She got his balls ripped by a zombie. Which wasn't graphic. He just gets pulled into the ground.
After being
Which I did like after 10 years of zombies just munching the face off people and everything. It was nice to see a classic dead guy hands from the ground drag a fucker under.
I might have been waiting for a certain piece of music to start up.
Thriller?
Because the graveyard looked perfect.
Yeah, what would do? It was all staged.
I know.
I'm so intrigued by this conversation. I'm going to cross my legs.
Okay then.
Yeah. The two main heroine people I thought was great. That's what I was saying before I decided to jump into the trailer. I'm ordinarily not one for a love story in a movie of a horror genre. And then if I'm watching a love story movie, I'll probably go to sleep because I'm not one for love stories in general. But I wanted both of these guys to get out, and I wanted a smooch to happen at the end of it. There was a good dynamic between the two of them, and it was cool. I totally fancy you. I'm a total nerd. She'd never love me, but I totally fancy you. No, you're obviously crazy. Then she goes crazy.
With good reason.
With good reason, yeah. But she goes crazy.
Yeah.
So I go, what happened? Oh, yeah. Yeah. It was such a I have to say, if you want to murder 2,000 or 3,000 people in one night, this man...
Fantastic work.
He had a very, 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 very good plan.
Mm.
I have to say.
Without
typical family ruined it.
Yeah,
family ruined it.
Without getting into too many details, there is a reason behind Ashley Walsh's endeavour. There is a reason behind what he's doing. There is a reason behind the bloodshed, the carnage, the chaos, the body count. There is a reason, and we're not going to tell you what it is, but it does have you throughout the entire film kind of going, what the hell is up? We know there's someone else involved there. And when you find out what everything is, it's kind of like, yes, that's...
You can say it if you want.
I'd rather not. Spoiler alert or none, I don't like giving away the end of films.
Defeats the purpose of the spoiler alert.
No. You give away cool shit, but you don't tell them how it ends.
Yeah, okay. That's actually, there is an epic ending.
Yeah.
That you should actually go out and download this.
And more importantly, and then
legally, by the way, just to clarify, because it's a digital download. So, thanks.
And if Rooster Teeth by any chance happen to be watching, if Owen Egerton by any chance happens to catch this, please, by all means, do feel free to do a sequel, because we all know there's room.
You see, now we're in an area where I would like to pursue some of this hanger that you've left here in the room, but I can't pursue it without getting into the ending. The conversation hanger, not a literal hanger.
Okay.
But I can't get into it.
You mean the fact that not all the super bad guys are dead?
Yeah, but the fact that if you were doing a sequel, I feel you'd have to go more up a straight up slasher movie route.
Doesn't really matter. Evolution of a story. I have faith in Rooster.
Yeah. Oh no, I wouldn't. Do it. I'll watch her murder anyone. It's like watching a ballerina, but with a knife and a cool mask. She moves so fluidly and beautiful. Well, look at how his head gracefully soars through the air.
Dude, I know it was art.
It's artistic. I think we should leave on that.
Yeah. Sorry.
I wish I got a photo of her now.
Right.
To put on the screen. You saw her in the trailer. She's the one. Yeah.
On that note,
we go watch BLOODFEST.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
On that note, so should you, because like we just said, it's a fucking awesome film.
Make sure to check out Myself and the Giz this Sunday if you happen to be watching this before Sunday comes. What?
Didn't say anything.
Where we're going to be talking about some mad stuff over in American Horrors. That's where we are with the TV show, American Horrors Roku. Use channel code AMHOR to add it to your Roku lineup. Or you can alternatively watch on www.americanhorrors.com. Which is what?
Probably going to say.
Check out this. Say goodbye, Giz.
Goodbye, Giz.
Right, GoreCast out.
Hoo-ah.